Have you ever noticed how the first few weeks of a chick's life can either make or break your entire flock? Those delicate, fluffy little birds might look healthy at first, but under the surface they are going through the most sensitive stage of their lives. Their organs are still developing, their immune systems are weak, and their tiny bodies are adjusting to the outside world for the very first time. This is the brooding stage, and any mistake here, be it in feeding, watering, or general care, can cause losses that no farmer wants to see. I've visited countless farms where everything looked fine on day one, only to return a week later and find that mortality had spiked. The chicks were dropping, not because of visible diseases, but because of hidden weaknesses: dehydration, poor digestion, stress, and poor nutrition. This is why today we are going to talk about something farmers often overlook: organic supplements, natural, locally available boosters that can transform your brooding stage, reducing deaths, strengthening immunity, and giving your chicks the strong foundation they need to grow into productive layers or fast-growing broilers. And here's the best part: these are not complicated, expensive additives. They are simple, organic, and easily available. And if you use them correctly, they will change how your flock performs. Let's dive right into the 7 most powerful organic supplements you should be giving your brooding chicks as from day 5. But before we dive in, kindly hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and tell me where you're watching from in the comments. It helps this community grow, and together we can save more chickens from unnecessary death. Very first on our list is probiotics, and in this case, I want us to focus on 2 specific ones: fermented milk and apple cider vinegar. Probiotics are simply beneficial bacteria that establish themselves in the gut of your chicks and help to outcompete harmful ones. In simple terms, they create a healthy digestive environment that sets the foundation for strong growth and resistance to disease. Now, many farmers pour raw milk into chick drinkers, but this can cause problems because raw milk contains lactose, and chickens are lactose intolerant, which means they lack the enzymes to digest milk. What fermentation does is magical. It breaks down that lactose, removing the risk of diarrhea, and leaves behind lactic acid bacteria, which act as natural probiotics. This makes fermented milk the perfect choice for chicks. On the other hand, we have apple cider vinegar, which works in almost the same way. It acidifies the crop and intestines, discouraging harmful bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella while promoting the growth of beneficial ones. What's important to note here is that you should not use both fermented milk and apple cider vinegar at the same time. Pick one, either a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in a liter of water or a teaspoon of fermented milk in the same amount of water. These 2 are powerful, but they should not be combined. Use them 3 to 4 times a week during brooding, and you will be amazed at how quickly your chicks establish strong digestion, better feed utilization, and overall improved survival.
Are your chickens struggling with diseases, low egg production, or slow growth in broilers? Natural solutions work, but finding reliable ones is tough. That's why we created the Organic Poultry ebook with 47+ proven organic remedies, tested, backed by scientific research, and locally available to keep your birds healthy, boost eggs, and speed growth. No more expensive chemicals or costly losses. And here's the bonus: we're in the final stages of launching our poultry feed formulation course, a step-by-step system to create powerful, balanced feed on your farm, saving you money and improving results. The Organic Poultry ebook is available in English, French, Portuguese, Indonesian, and Spanish, so you can learn in your language. In the ebook, we give you the actual tested amounts or dosages of the organic supplements and treats to readily add them in chicken feeds and drinking water. Ready to transform your farm? Click the link in the video description or scan the QR code here to grab your copy and be first in line for the upcoming feed formulation course. Your best season is not yet until you try this out.
Next, let's talk about kelp. You may not hear about it often in poultry farming discussions, but kelp is a powerhouse of minerals and vitamins. It's basically dried seaweed packed with iodine, calcium, magnesium, and trace minerals that commercial feeds often lack. For a chick that is still forming its skeletal structure, Kelp can be the difference between weak, shaky legs and strong, balanced bone growth. It also has natural compounds that boost immunity, meaning your chicks are better protected against early infections. Farmers who have used kelp often report not only improved survival during brooding, but also better feathering, which is critical for thermoregulation in those first cold weeks. And here's something practical: you don't have to give a lot. Just 20 grams of dried kelp powder mixed into each kilogram of feed 3 times a week is enough to make a noticeable difference. Moving on to the third supplement, one that is always readily available on every farm: boiled eggs. Think about it for a moment. The chick itself came from an egg, and inside that shell was everything it needed to develop. That same nutrient density is exactly why feeding chopped boiled eggs to chicks in the first few days is so powerful. Eggs provide easily digestible proteins, essential amino acids, and healthy fats that supercharge growth. But there's more. Boiled eggs also contain antibodies from the mother hen, which pass on additional immunity to the chicks. I often advise farmers to chop the boiled egg finely and serve it in small amounts alongside their feed, especially during the first week. This little boost can mean the difference between a weak chick that struggles and a strong chick that thrives. Remember that this boiled egg supplement is not for all chicks. This is usually a targeted strategy to boost growth of sick chicks and slow-growing chicks that are being left behind by others in terms of growth. Now let's talk about electrolytes. And here's where I want to clarify something important. Unlike the other supplements that you can give 3 to 4 times a week, electrolytes should not be used routinely. They are not meant for daily or regular supplementation. Instead, electrolytes come in during specific cases: when your chicks are under heat stress, when they are dehydrated, or when they are recovering from illness and disease symptoms like diarrhea. Think of electrolytes as an emergency support system. They help restore the balance of salts and minerals in the chick's body, preventing deaths that come from stress-induced dehydration. For example, during hot afternoons in the brooding house, you may notice your chicks panting and crowding near waterers. That's the time to introduce electrolytes. They will stabilize the chicks, reduce stress, and bring mortality under control. So while they are absolutely essential, they are not for everyday use. Use them wisely when needed. To prepare a simple yet powerful homemade electrolyte solution for your chicks, all you need to do is take 1 cup of clean water, add 2 teaspoonfuls of molasses or honey, and then carefully mix in about 1 gram each of salt and baking soda. Stir the mixture thoroughly until everything is well dissolved and forms a uniform solution. Once ready, you can present it to the chicks as their drinking water, ensuring they sip it gradually throughout the day. For weak chicks that may not have the strength to drink on their own, you can gently administer the solution directly into their mouths to help them recover faster and regain energy. The 5th supplement is one that your chicks will absolutely love: worms and insects. In the wild, a chick's natural instinct is to scratch and peck at the ground, hunting for small, protein-rich insects. This behavior isn't just instinct, it's a natural dietary requirement. Worms and insects are packed with animal protein, which commercial feeds sometimes fail to provide sufficiently. Adding small amounts of worms or insects to the diet of your brooding chicks gives them high-quality protein that fuels rapid muscle growth and enhances their natural behavior, keeping them active and healthy. Farmers who allow chicks access to natural insects or supplement with dried insect meal often report faster growth rates and more alert, lively birds. And remember, active chicks are healthy chicks. The insect meal supplement should not be more than 5% of the chick's diet. For example, if your chicks eat 10 kilograms of feed per day in total, you ought to feed them not more than half a kilogram of the insect meal or live insects. Now, on to number 6, vegetables. Chicks, just like adult birds, benefit greatly from greens. Vegetables like kale, spinach, and even cabbage provide natural vitamins, minerals, and fiber. These not only aid digestion but also supply antioxidants that protect chicks from cellular stress. Offering finely chopped greens from as early as the first week encourages natural foraging behavior, diversifies their nutrient intake, and makes them less dependent on just one source of feed. I've seen flocks where chicks were given vegetables early on, and the difference in their feather quality, activity levels, and growth was clear. They just looked healthier compared to chicks raised on only concentrated feed. Make sure to avoid grass cut outside the homestead or where other animals come into contact with the grass, because grass of this kind usually contain disease-causing pathogens that cause infections to the delicate chicks. Finally, we come to the 7th supplement, honey water. Now this might surprise some farmers, but honey is a natural energy booster and an antimicrobial agent. For brooding chicks that may be weak, slow, or just recovering from transport stress, honey water provides an instant source of energy that perks them up quickly. The natural sugars in honey give them strength, while its antimicrobial properties protect against early gut infections. A teaspoon of honey dissolved in each liter of their drinking water, given a few times a week, can significantly reduce early chick mortality. But just like electrolytes, honey water should not be overdone. Use it as a supportive supplement to energize and protect, not as a daily replacement for balanced feed and water. So the next time you set up your brooder and welcome those little day-old chicks, don't just stop at feed and water. Remember these natural supplements and introduce them wisely. If you found this video helpful, and want to take your farm even further, watch the next video on your screen right now, where I reveal the best natural antibiotics to chicks' most common killer diseases. You don't want to miss it. See you there.